Welcome to Education and More's Learn Python 3 Programming at a Snail's Pace. My name is Marcus Gardner and I'm the instructor for this class. In today's video, we're going to learn about find, rfind, strip, lstrip, and rstrip. Now it seems like a lot, but actually, the lstrip, rstrip is just a very small piece of strip, and rfind is a very small piece of find. Okay? So, what find will do is actually, well, what it sounds like. It finds things you're looking for in a string. Okay? And strip will take away extra white space. Okay? We'll talk about that in a minute. Alright, so here we have the string with the find command. Not command, but actually the method. The find is the method of string. And we're going to find whatever string, starting at a certain position, stopping at a certain position. You can leave this off if you're going to just go from the beginning to the end. Okay? Now, it will return the index. Remember what indexes are. For example, my name is Marcus. M is the 0 index. A is the 1 index. Okay? So it will return the index of where it found the very first this, or whatever it is that you are searching for. Okay? Now, if it can't find it, let's say you ask for it to find this, and this is not in the string, then it will return a -1. You won't get an error back. That's good. You'll get a -1. Okay? Alright. Now, rfind is the same thing, except it starts at the end of the string. Okay? Alright. So, let's just give an example here. Alright, so let me bring up, let's see, here we go. Lesson 16. I've already got it up there for you. And let's say info is equal to, let's see, my name is Marcus and I am 20 years old. Don't we wish? Okay. I am from America. Okay. Now, let's say I want to get this information here all the way to the period and after the am. So I'm going to look for I am. Notice there's an I am here and there's an I am there. Okay? Alright. So we don't want this I am. Okay? Now, if we use print Marcus is, and we want the rest of this, okay? So first right now let's find it. Okay, so let's just call it location is equal to info.find, and we're looking for I am. Alright? So that is info bracket location plus. Now I don't want it to, I'm going to say Marcus is, and then I'm going to say 20 years old. I searched for I am. So it's going to give me this position right here. Well, I don't want that. I want this position. So I just need to count over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to go over 5. Okay? Okay. Now remember about the colon. We learned about that in the other video. Hopefully you're an expert now. Okay? And then the end is going to be equal to info.find. Okay? And then we're going to go to end. Okay? And that's it. And then I'm going to go ahead and put another dot, the period rather, because remember, it's going to find this location and it's going to point there. But remember, this colon thing doesn't give us the end location, up to but not including. So I'm going to go ahead and add. Now, I could do that, or I could add one here. Okay, both are okay. So let's go ahead and try this and see if it worked. Okay. All right. So now we saved it. Okay. And so let's see here. This would be, let's see, Python lesson 16.py. Marcus is 20 years old. Okay, we did it. Now, a couple problems. I am. What if I don't have I am? Okay, then I should do something like if location is equal to -1, then print sorry, doesn't exist, and then stop. Okay, don't let it do the rest. Same thing if I can't find a period. Okay, now what if I did rfind? What am I going to get? Oh, okay. Now, I forgot to change this one to find. So what happened? rfind for I am started here, but this find ended here. Okay? And because I said go forward, because I don't have a third colon, okay, I am going to try to go backwards and it's not going to let me. Okay? So we need an rfind here. Reverse find, because I want this decimal. Okay? Alright. Let's try it again. Marcus is from America. So we got this part if we use the find, and we got this part if we use the rfind. Okay. Now, that is one way to do it. Now, what if I wanted this part, but I don't want to use rfind? Okay? Well, I'm not going to tell you the answer. Okay? Because that would be part of your homework. But what you can do is you're going to use the start and the stop. So, what you're going to do is find this first RIM, and then you're going to look again, but make it start one position further. So it won't find it. It's going to find this next one. Same thing. With this end of find, you're going to use the start and stop, and you're going to say start one location past it, and then it's going to find this dot. Okay? I'm sure you'll be able to do it now. Okay. All right, now let's do something a little bit more fun. Okay? And I've got you a homework file. Well, actually, no. I changed my mind. I'm going to let you do it all. Okay. Well, let me show you what this homework file looks like. Let's see here. There we go. This is what it looks like. So, let me go ahead and explain what we want. Okay? Right now, I want you to find the version, but notice, oh, you can't see it. There you go. There's the version. All right, let's make this smaller so we can fit it onto the display screen. You can see here. Okay. So, there's the version. Okay, but there's another version. Okay. So your homework is only between this line and this line. Well, let me go ahead and do this part. Okay? Well, no, I'm going to do a very small part because I need to teach you about trim before I send you off doing your homework. Okay. So in other words, I only want you to do between XX, this thing, and this thing. Okay? All right. So that means we need, all right, so we're going to open the file, and we're going to have a file pointer. We've already talked about that before. So let's go ahead and open that file. Let's see, what did I call it? Get the solution. This is actually a very small part of my website, one of my website pages. Okay. All right. Again, you should ask them for the text file and make sure it exists, etc. But let's just make it a little easier. Okay. For line in file pointer, do something. Okay. Now remember, I said I don't want it to process the line until it gets this, and I want to stop when it gets this. Okay? All right. So if line is equal to XXX, then I want to start processing. So I need to set that equal to 1 or something, which means before I do that, I want a start processing set equal to 0. Okay. And then elif line is equal to, let's see here, /xxx, I'm going to stop processing is equal to 0. And then if start processing is equal to 1, I'm going to do something. Okay. Print do something. I'm still going to let you do it. Okay. But all right. So you'll need to create a function that will do something. All right. So hopefully we're going to get a whole bunch of do somethings. Hopefully. Okay. All right. So let's run this sucker. Oh, let's see. Start not defined. Oh, I was telling you what to do here. Okay. So let's go ahead and get rid of this start stop. There we go. Okay. Okay. Whoa. It didn't do something. All right. So that means it never found the XXX. Well, what do you do? Well, first off, make sure that you typed it right. Oh, there it is. It's on a line all by itself. So I should have gotten it. So maybe we did something else wrong. So what we need to do is we want to print the line. And the best way to do that is use some kind of enclosing system. Line is, I'm going to put a bracket, and then I'm going to put a plus sign. Remember, plus for strings concatenates. So it's not going to add any extra spaces. I don't want any extra spaces when I do this. Okay? And then, whoops, end bracket. There we go. So this will tell us what the line was, because, I think I've got this right. I'm checking to see if it's, equal to this string. So there must be something special about the line. Otherwise, I really got a big mistake and I don't know what it is. Okay. So let's see what happens when I do this. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at this. I got line as bracket, and then I've got this X, and then a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay. And the same thing, whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of stuff. Well, it's actually not really a whole bunch of stuff. It's what's called carriage return line feed. Okay. Think of the old typewriters. Well, what happens when you want to go to the next line? You have to go cling. Okay. Well, when you write a line to a file, okay, it writes a carriage return line feed. Okay, so it's like saying, okay, the line ends here, but then it goes back and adds like an extra line. Okay, so it's just a character. Okay, it's actually CR and LF, carriage return line feed. So what we can do is use strip or rstrip. We can't use lstrip because lstrip's on the left side of the string. So what we're going to do, we're going to just say, how about here? Let's see if we can change it right here. Rstrip. Okay, we'll give it a try, see if we can change it right there. Otherwise, right after this, we're going to say line is equal to line.rstrip. Okay, so let's see if we can do it right now. I'm going to go ahead and comment this out, and let's see if it worked. Can't assign in function call. Okay, so we can't do this inside of the for loop. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rid of this, and then right here we're going to say line is equal to line.rstrip. There we go. Now remember, we're not modifying line. You can't modify a string. We're creating a new string. Okay, all right, so let's see here. Save. There we go. Whole bunch of do somethings. Okay. And let's see, is that about how many of those there are? Okay. Now, notice this is doing do something for each of these lines, including past here. Because remember, all I did here is just say, well, actually, no. Oh, let's see, it should be as equals 0. Let's see. Let's see if it actually got to this. Print got here. So it looks like something else might be wrong. Okay, we did get there. Okay. So why is it continuing to say do something when it shouldn't? It should stop right there. Okay. Okay. That's because I changed the variable name. This should not be stop. It should be start. Okay. So there we go. All right. So that's why you should always test your code. Okay. So let's do it again. There we go. Got here, nothing else processed. Okay, good. So now you have everything you need to do in order to do your homework. Okay. All right. So let's see. rfind. I think yes. Okay. Now, rfind is good, in my opinion. Okay, is for finding the very last thing you want to find in a string. But if you want to find before that, honestly, I don't think it's that great. I think rfind should only be used for finding the very last item. And find should be used for finding any items, okay, including the last item. But it's easier if you use rfind for the last item, okay? But find can keep finding a whole bunch. Let's say you've got a file with a we're just going to show you that file again. How about this? A whole bunch of slashes, okay? Over and over and over. Lots of those slashes, okay? And let's say you wanted the 7th one or 8th one or 9th one. Well, find would be great here, okay? Whereas going rfind back, how many are there? I need to go back. You know, it's no. I don't think it's a good idea to use rfind for anything else other than for the last item. Okay? All right. So, but it will find the last one. Now, Strip is the same thing as rstrip, except it will do it from right and left. Okay. All right. So again, lstrip is just from the left. So that's everything. Okay. So I want you to take a look at the file. I'll give you specific instructions on what to do, but I'm going to put the file out there, get the solution.txt. But let me go and tell you what I want you to do. Okay. So first thing I want you to do is to print out the, where is it? There it is. The versions for each of these lines inside of this XXX and /XXX. Okay. Now notice that it has a space. Each one of these will have a space for the very first one. Okay. Now, when you get done, I want you to find the last one. Now, the last one has a bracket. What do you call those things? I'm sorry, I don't. Okay, a greater than sign. Okay, now let's see. Is that always true? Let's see. This one doesn't have it. This one, yes, yes. That one doesn't have it. All right, I'm going to make a small change. I'm going to add, how about a space here? Okay, so not real file, but the reason why I'm doing this is because sometimes what you're looking for may be one of multiple things. Okay, so what I want you to do is find the last version. Now, you could be coming upon a greater than sign or a space. So what do you do? Now, I'm not going to tell you the solution here. I want you to try to figure out which one you should look for. Or do you have to find both and then do some kind of comparison to decide which one to get? Okay. Hint, hint. Okay. So if you need a little bit more help, first try and then ask the question, and I'll give you a more specific hint. Okay. I don't want to give the solution right now because I want to see how much you can figure this out on your own. Okay. Now I realize this is not, a great example because I modified the file personally, but this happens all the time when you're wanting for something and maybe it starts or ends multiple different ways. You're going to have to figure out, where to start and where to stop on your own. You can't always assume, oh, it's always going to start this way. It's always going to stop this way. No. Okay. So you need to make sure. That's why you should always look at data. Okay. I looked at this first one. I said, oh, it's always going to have a space. So that's why I searched for the space. So in your case, you've got the greater than sign or the space. So again, it could have multiple different things, but for right now, that's all I want you to do. Now, this one is probably a version, but it doesn't say version, so we're not going to grab it. We're only going to grab the ones that have version equals. Okay? All right. So your homework will be twofold. One, to do it using the rfind. And then the other version is to continually use find. Okay, you don't have to use it twice, but let's assume it's 100 times, but it's possible. You're going to continue using find until you get to the last one. Okay? Because remember, if you do it again, you're going to get -1. So all you got to do is just say, I got -1, so we go back to the previous one. Okay? So do not assume it's the second one. In other words, don't do find and then next find and then stop. Okay? Because it's theoretically possible. Let's make sure you don't cheat. Let me go ahead and do it again. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to put in another one. There. Now you can't cheat. And I'm going to put in a space there. All right. So, all right, I want you to keep going to use find. Multiple finds until you get the -1. Once you get the -1, go back to the previous one, okay, in order to find the version, okay? Now, I think you're probably calling me mean, but you really need to be able to do this, okay? All right, so that's all that you really need. Okay, your class information is going to be there, and the homework file is actually going to be there also, so you'll have your homework file. Okay, enjoy. All right, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.